Have you ever noticed how easy it is to get lost in the noise of the world? The opinions, the expectations, the constant demands to fit in, to please, to achieve. And yet in the process of seeking validation from outside, we often lose the most important connection of all, the connection with ourselves. Before we dive in, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist and founder of analytical psychology and the Jungian method, believed that the greatest task of our lives is to individuate, to become who we truly are beneath the layers of conditioning. And that journey starts with one radical choice: to focus on yourself above all else. Chapter 1. The world will always distract you. We live in a world obsessed with comparison. Social media, career competition, relationship pressures. It's endless. We're taught to measure our worth by how we stack up to others. But Jung warned us of the danger in living outwardly. He said, "Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens." If your attention is always consumed by the external, you stay trapped in illusion, forever disconnected from your true nature. Focusing on yourself is not selfish, because only through deep self-awareness can you uncover your unique purpose, your hidden strengths, your authentic desires. The world is designed to pull your attention outward. Advertisements tell you you're incomplete. Social media shows you curated highlights of celebrity lives, triggering feelings of inadequacy. Even well-meaning friends and family may project their expectations onto you. Carl Jung and his contemporaries, like Marie-Louise von Franz, emphasized that the unconscious mind plays a significant role in how we react to external distractions. When we are disconnected from ourselves, the unconscious projects unmet needs and unresolved fears onto the world, making us vulnerable to manipulation, envy, and anxiety. The antidote is conscious awareness. Healing begins with reclaiming your attention. Here are some ways to do that, grounded in Jungian psychology. Mindful withdrawal. Periodically withdraw from the noise of busy city life. This is not antisocial behavior. This is conscious and much-needed retreat for our minds to slow down and heal. Spend time in nature, practice silence, or engage in solitary creative activities to hear your inner voice. Active imagination. Jung's technique of imagination or visualization invites you to listen to your thoughts and dialogue with your unconscious. Visualize speaking with your inner self or with symbolic figures in your psyche. This builds inner trust and lessens dependency on external validation. Dream work. Pay attention to your dreams. Jung believed they reveal parts of the self hidden by daily distractions and repressed memories. Keep a dream journal. Over time, patterns emerge, guiding you toward authentic self-awareness. The next way to get back your attention is what he called shadow integration. External distractions often hook onto your shadow, the repressed parts of your psyche. By facing your fears, insecurities, and unacknowledged traits, you reduce their unconscious power over you. Healing requires turning inward. It requires asking uncomfortable questions. Whose approval am I seeking? Whose expectations am I carrying? What parts of myself have I ignored in the pursuit of fitting in? As you do more of this work, you begin to focus on yourself, not out of selfishness, but out of a commitment to yourself to live authentically. Chapter 2. The journey within is the hardest path. Turning inward is uncomfortable. It's much easier to distract yourself with work, relationships, entertainment. But Jung taught that unless we face our inner world, our fears, our shadows, our contradictions, we remain fragmented. The journey within often starts with discomfort because the unconscious contains both light and darkness. Jung believed that the shadow, the parts of ourselves we deny or repress, holds both our pain and our hidden potential. To integrate the shadow is to reclaim our wholeness. Many avoid this path, fearing what they might find. But what remains hidden grows in power. Neuroscience supports this idea. Unresolved trauma and repressed emotions manifest in anxiety, depression, and even physical illness. Healing begins with courageous self-inquiry. Here are practices from analytical and Jungian psychology and modern therapeutic approaches to support one's inner journey. Shadow work. Explore the parts of yourself you deny, your anger, envy, insecurity. These emotions, when understood, lose their control over you. Jung emphasized that confronting the shadow leads to personal growth and greater self-compassion. Dream analysis. Your dreams offer unfiltered insight from the unconscious. Jung called dreams the royal road to the unconscious. Analyzing symbols, recurring themes, or characters reveals what your psyche is trying to integrate. Inner child healing. Many of our inner wounds stem from unmet childhood needs. Jungian therapist John Bradshaw popularized reconnecting with the inner child as a way to heal those early fractures. Depth therapy and self-reflection. Talking to a therapist trained in Jungian or psychodynamic methods helps uncover unconscious patterns. Awareness and reflection of your thoughts and emotions also brings clarity. Active imagination. Beyond meditation, Jung encouraged visual dialogues with inner archetypes, figures like the wise old man, the child, or the shadow. This builds conscious relationships with unconscious aspects. This path requires patience. You will face discomfort, contradictions, and buried wounds. But as Jung taught, there is no coming to consciousness without pain. Yet through this process, you reclaim lost energy, deepen self-awareness, and build the foundation for authentic, lasting peace. The journey within is not for the faint of heart, but it's the only road to true freedom. If you agree with Carl Jung's teachings, like the video and subscribe to our channel. Chapter 3. You can't pour from an empty cup. Have you ever tried to help others while neglecting yourself? It's exhausting and unsustainable. Jung emphasized that true contribution to the world begins within. When you focus on your growth, your healing, your authenticity, you naturally uplift those around you. You become a role model of integrity. You set boundaries. You inspire, not by pleasing, but by being whole. Focusing on yourself is how you fill your cup, with self-understanding, self-love, and self-trust. Only then can you offer anything meaningful to the world. Self-reflection is key to keeping that cup full. Carl Jung believed that unconscious patterns, unresolved traumas, and limiting beliefs quietly drain your energy. Without regular self-examination, you repeat the same cycles, burning yourself out. Healing through self-reflection involves intentional practices. Journaling for increased self-awareness and dream interpretations are two of the most highly recommended practices. Archetypal reflection is another less popular but very effective practice. Jung identified universal archetypes, the hero, the mother, the shadow, that influence your psyche. Noticing which archetypes play out in your life brings clarity and empowers transformation. Therapeutic dialogue. Speaking with a therapist or engaging in active imagination helps externalize inner conflicts. As Jung emphasized, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Through consistent self-reflection, you not only replenish your energy, but also uncover hidden gifts, dissolve self-sabotage, and cultivate profound inner peace. Ultimately, pouring into yourself is the most generous act you can offer to yourself and to those around you. Chapter 4. The Power of Self-Reflection. True self-reflection isn't about fleeting introspection. It's a disciplined practice that shapes your reality over time. Jung taught that the unconscious speaks through symbols, synchronicities, and subtle emotional currents. But unless you slow down and pay attention, these messages remain buried. Healing through self-reflection starts by creating space for silence and observation. When you disconnect from constant noise, you begin to witness the patterns beneath your thoughts, behaviors, and emotions. Jung emphasized the importance of integrating the shadow and listening to the deeper layers of the psyche. His colleague, Marie-Louise von Franz, expanded on this, teaching that dreams, imagination, and personal mythology reveal the forgotten parts of ourselves. Self-reflection brings these insights to the surface. It invites you to ask, what am I avoiding within myself? Which behaviors no longer align with who I'm becoming? What inner truths am I ready to embrace? Healing occurs when you replace unconscious reactions with conscious choices. Through this process, you strengthen trust in yourself by honoring your intuition, and you reduce inner conflict by understanding your shadow. You align your outer life with your inner values. Neuroscience now validates what Jung intuited. Consistent self-awareness rewires the brain, building resilience, clarity, and emotional regulation. Self-reflection requires courage. Face your contradictions, your insecurities, your hidden strengths, head-on. But in doing so, you awaken to your authentic self, the version of you capable of living with purpose, peace, and wholeness. In the end, self-reflection isn't indulgence. It's the gateway to inner freedom. Chapter 5. Focus on yourself. Find your freedom. Jung taught that the highest goal is individuation, meaning to become whole and true to yourself. That journey requires focus. Focus on your healing, your growth, your path. When you stop chasing external validation and start honoring your own process, you find freedom. Freedom from comparison. Freedom from self-doubt. Freedom to live authentically. But focusing on yourself doesn't mean building walls. It means building foundations. It means strengthening the inner core so that your relationships, your work, your contributions to the world stem from clarity rather than confusion. Jung emphasized that individuation is not separation from the world. It's integration of your unique self into it. When you focus on yourself, you develop inner resilience, so external criticism no longer derails you from your path, and you cultivate purpose, so your actions align with your soul and your best intentions. You embody authenticity, which attracts meaningful connections and repels superficial ones. Carl Jung's colleague, James Hillman, expanded on this by saying, "Our soul's calling often emerges when we quiet the external noise and tend to the inner world. When you live guided by that inner compass, life unfolds with greater synchronicity and meaning." Freedom, as Jung described, is the result of developing conscious, lucid awareness of your patterns, your wounds, your gifts. It means releasing the grip of the unconscious so that you are no longer driven by fear, comparison, or the need for approval. Focusing on yourself means nurturing your mental, emotional, and spiritual health. It means honoring your boundaries, embracing your growth, and living in alignment with your evolving truth. And from that space of wholeness, you become the controller of your life, and the you that was the hopeless observer becomes no more. If this message spoke to your soul, spread this video to your family and friends, and help it reach those who need to hear these messages. Like this video, subscribe for more insights inspired by Carl Jung, and leave a comment. The most important message Mr. Jung ever left us is, the greatest relationship you will ever have is the relationship you build with yourself.